The Sailing Le Vagabond SOS Hoax, 2019. In 2019, Reddit's sailing community erupted when an urgent SOS appeared under the name of the popular YouTube channel Sailing Le Vagabond. The message claimed the crew, Riley, Elena, and their infant son, were stranded at sea and losing power. It even included real-looking GPS coordinates, sparking panic across forums and Facebook sailing groups. Within hours, volunteers began cross-checking the coordinates with public AIS data. That's the automatic identification system ships use for real-time tracking. Something didn't add up. The coordinates didn't match the yacht's actual position. Reddit users compared the data with the couple's recent Instagram posts and discovered they were safely docked in a Caribbean marina thousands of miles away. Investigators traced the hoax to a copycat account that had scraped the family's old GPS metadata from videos and social posts, then fabricated emergencies to gain attention. The incident exposed how easily public tracking data can be weaponized for viral stunts. A harmless-looking fan hoax had nearly triggered an international rescue effort and showed just how fragile online trust can be when real-world data meets internet anonymity. Mystery sonic boom over San Diego, 2021. Throughout 2021, residents across Southern California reported thunderous booms that shook windows and rattled nerves. Doorbell cameras captured the sounds echoing across multiple counties, and within hours, Reddit threads filled with speculation, from underground tests to UFOs streaking over the Pacific. The U.S. Geological Survey confirmed no seismic activity, ruling out earthquakes. As users began mapping timestamps from different clips, a clear pattern emerged. The sound had traveled inland from the ocean. Local reporters contacted the U.S. Navy, and the answer soon followed. Routine training flights from Naval Air Station North Island had sent FA-18 Super Hornets past Mach 1. Their sonic booms reflected off a dense marine layer, amplifying the sound and carrying it far beyond normal range. What seemed like a viral mystery turned out to be simple physics, magnified by coastal weather. Proof that sometimes the internet's strangest noises have the most ordinary explanations. The Yanny versus Laurel audio divide, 2018. In May 2018, a simple audio clip split the internet in half. Some people swore they heard Yanny. Others insisted it was Laurel. The clip originated from vocabulary.com's recording for the word Laurel, but when it hit Reddit and Twitter, millions began arguing over what they heard and why. Acoustic engineers quickly jumped in. Their analysis revealed the clip contained overlapping frequencies around 500 and 2,500 hertz, both corresponding to different vowel sounds. What you heard depended on your speakers and your ears. Younger listeners whose hearing range extends higher tended to hear Yanny, while older listeners with more sensitivity to lower frequencies heard Laurel. Even the playback device mattered. Cheap phone speakers emphasized higher tones, while studio headphones revealed both. The viral divide wasn't psychological at all. It was physiological. One sound, two truths, and a reminder that even our senses can't always agree. The missing 411 map overlap theory, 2016. In 2016, an eerie map began circulating online. It showed clusters of mysterious missing person cases across North America, and what looked like an almost perfect overlap with the US cave system map. The image went viral on Reddit and conspiracy forums, spawning thousands of theories. But data analysts and geographers started asking harder questions. They discovered that both maps were plotted at vastly different scales, and both concentrated around population centers and national parks, where missing person reports and caves are naturally more common. When researchers overlaid accurate data, the supposed perfect match vanished. The original viral composite had been misaligned, making random patterns appear deliberate. In reality, the connection between caves and disappearances was a simple case of geography, not conspiracy. The viral map became a case study in how visual coincidence can fuel internet mythology, proof that when data looks too perfect, it probably is. TikTok's couch guy controversy, 2021. In September 2021, a 19-second TikTok clip lit up the internet. A college student surprised her boyfriend at school. He sat on a couch with 3 friends when she walked in. The moment should have been harmless. Instead, it became a global obsession. Viewers replayed the footage frame by frame, convinced something felt off. Why didn't he stand immediately? Was that another girl's hand on his back? Within days, a couch guy was trending on every platform. Amateur detectives, body language analysts, and gossip accounts all weighed in, turning a personal reunion into a public investigation. Weeks later, journalists and video editors traced the confusion to TikTok's automatic audio-video desync, a built-in delay that made reactions appear slower than they really were. The boyfriend hadn't hesitated, the platform had. By then, the internet had already delivered its verdict. A clip meant for friends had become a case study in mass misinterpretation, proof of how quickly social media can turn intimacy into evidence. The Backrooms Hotel Photo Origin, 2020. It began as a single photo, an empty, yellow-lit maze of rooms that looked endless. Reddit users dubbed it the Backrooms, a liminal nightmare between dreams and reality. For years, people believed it was a digital render created in 2009, but in 2023, online archivists traced the image to a real photograph taken around 2002 or 2003 inside a carpet and lighting showroom in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The space's geometry, buzzing fluorescence, and faded wallpaper created a hauntingly artificial effect. A real room that looked computer-generated. The discovery didn't make the image any less eerie. That unremarkable Midwestern showroom accidentally birthed one of the internet's longest-running horror myths, proof that the uncanny doesn't always come from pixels. Sometimes it's just bad lighting and beige walls. The ghost radio from Romania, 2014. In 2014, radio hobbyists tuning shortwave frequencies stumbled onto a chilling signal, a faint, looping broadcast transmitting eerie tones and numbers from somewhere in Eastern Europe. Speculation spread fast. Some listeners thought it was a Cold War spy relic that had accidentally reactivated. Others imagined paranormal origins, the voice of the dead echoing through static. Reddit threads and YouTube compilations analyzed every pulse, convinced a hidden message lay buried in the noise. Eventually, amateur radio experts triangulated the signal to a coastal transmission array used for maritime weather testing. The ghost was simply an automated data beacon cycling through test tones to calibrate navigation systems. But the mystery revealed something larger: how easily routine signals from forgotten technology can feel supernatural when context disappears. A weather test became folklore because the internet gave static a story. The Mystery Piano in the Bay, 2011. At sunrise on January 26, 2011, Miami residents spotted something impossible: a grand piano perched upright on a sandbar in Biscayne Bay. Photos flooded social media, a full-sized instrument stranded between sea and skyline, perfectly balanced as if staged for a surreal concert. Theories spread immediately. Some called it a music video set, others an art installation or movie stunt gone wrong. News outlets picked it up, and within 24 hours, the mystery piano was international. The truth turned out simpler and stranger. A local teenager named Nicholas Harrington had placed the piano there as part of an art school project. The instrument had burned in a New Year's Eve bonfire, and instead of discarding it, he used a boat and friends to tow it into the bay, calling it a symbol of creation through destruction. When the tide shifted, the piano became a viral icon, not for its art, but for its absurd beauty. In an age where everything feels staged, a charred piano on the ocean floor reminded people that sometimes mystery is the best form of marketing. The white dress or blue dress debate, 2015. In February 2015, a simple photograph divided the world. A user uploaded an image of a striped dress to Tumblr, asking a question that would spark one of the internet's biggest debates. What color is this dress? Some saw white and gold, others saw blue and black. No one could agree. As the image spread to Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook, it turned into a cultural event. Neuroscientists and vision experts explained the illusion wasn't about the dress, it was about human perception. Our brains constantly correct color based on surrounding light. If you assume the photo was taken in shadow, the dress appears white and gold. If you assume bright lighting, it becomes blue and black. The dress became a viral snapshot of how subjective our senses really are, how two people can look at the same truth and see something entirely different. The Pyramid on Mars satellite photo, 2015. That same year, NASA's Mars rover sent back an image that lit up conspiracy forums. The photo showed a triangular shadow on the planet's rocky surface, sharp-edged and perfectly symmetrical. Reddit threads quickly dubbed it the Pyramid on Mars. Scientists stepped in to clarify. The so-called pyramid was a small rock formation about the size of a car, captured under a low sun angle that exaggerated its geometry. The camera's limited resolution and compression had sharpened the lines, turning a natural boulder into what looked like precise architecture. It was a textbook case of pareidolia, the human tendency to find patterns in randomness. The Martian structure wasn't evidence of life, just proof that imagination travels faster than science. The Montauk monster carcass, 2008. In the summer of 2008, beachgoers on Long Island stumbled upon something that looked like it had washed straight out of a science lab. A bloated, hairless creature with a long snout, sharp teeth, and leathery skin. The photo hit Gawker and Reddit within hours, labeled simply the Montauk Monster. Speculation spread like wildfire. Some claimed it was an escaped experiment from the nearby Plum Island Animal Disease Center. Others said it was proof of secret genetic testing or a government cover-up. But biologists who reviewed the photos reached a simple conclusion. The monster was a decomposing raccoon. Its fur had sloughed off in the ocean, exposing stretched skin and an elongated skull. The missing snout and strange shape came from decay and bloating, not mutation. The Montauk Monster showed how easily modern folklore can form. One photo, one headline, and a public eager to believe the unbelievable. The Hum in Windsor, Ontario, 2012 to 2022. For over a decade, residents of Windsor, Ontario described the same unnerving sound, a low, industrial hum that shook windows and vibrated through walls. It came without warning, day or night. Locals recorded it, mapped it, even tried sleeping in basements to escape it. Theories ran wild: secret tunnels, underground machines, or geological shifts. Cross-border tension flared as residents pointed towards Zug Island, a heavily industrialized area just across the river in Michigan. In 2020, independent acoustic researchers partnered with Canadian officials to study the noise. Their findings were conclusive. The hum matched low-frequency sound waves from blast furnaces operated by U.S. Steel. When the plant scaled back operations in 2022, the hum finally stopped. The Windsor hum wasn't supernatural, just the sound of industry echoing across a border. The Mystery Mannequins of Google Maps, 2017. In 2017, Reddit users browsing Google Street View started noticing something strange. Human-like figures frozen inside empty buildings and desert roads. In one image, dozens of mannequins stood arranged in chairs, staring toward a blank stage in the Mojave. Another showed faceless forms propped up in abandoned storefronts. Speculation spread fast. Were these cult gatherings, secret art pieces, or something darker? Threads filled with coordinates and screenshots, each new discovery more unsettling than the last. Eventually, photographers and locals traced the sites. The desert gathering was part of an art installation in Joshua Tree titled Desert X. The storefront mannequins were leftovers from retail displays inside shuttered shopping centers, relics from stores closed after the 2008 crash. What Google's cameras captured wasn't horror or ritual, just the strange intersection of art, commerce, and decay. The Seattle Floating Drone Lights, 2020. In December 2020, videos began circulating of dozens of glowing orbs hovering in formation over Lake Union in Seattle. Witnesses filmed synchronized lights moving in silence across the night sky, forming geometric patterns before vanishing behind the clouds. Social media lit up overnight. Hashtags like Seattle Lights trended, with theories ranging from secret SpaceX experiments to alien visitations. The footage was too clean, too precise, almost rehearsed. That's because it was. City event planners later confirmed the lights were part of a rehearsal for a holiday drone show organized by Sky Elements, the company behind several large-scale light displays across North America. The viral mystery lasted barely a day, but it showed how modern technology blurs the line between spectacle and strangeness. The Reddit meteor that wasn't, 2013. In early 2013, a dash cam clip hit Reddit claiming to show a meteor blazing across the Texas sky. The footage looked authentic, a streak of light, a sonic boom, and the camera shaking as the driver gasped. But amateur astronomers couldn't find matching satellite data or eyewitness reports. Within a day, users on r/space began digging. The timestamps didn't match the post date, and the scenery didn't look Texan at all. A few keen Redditors made the connection. The clip was identical to footage of the Chelyabinsk meteor that exploded over Russia earlier that year. The uploader had simply cropped and reposted it with a new location to chase viral attention. It was an early lesson in how digital misinformation spreads. A convincing upload and a good story can travel faster than the truth. The face in the Amazon River, 2019. In 2019, users exploring Google Earth spotted something uncanny along the Amazon River, a massive human-like face seemingly carved into the landscape. The discovery spread across Reddit's r/Google Earth and conspiracy forums, fueling theories about ancient civilizations or coded messages hidden by cartographers. At first glance, the image looked deliberate, a perfect profile with eyes, nose, and mouth, outlined by dark water and sand. But cartographers who examined the coordinates saw something far simpler. The face was a sandbank optical illusion, a coincidence created by river sediment, low-resolution imagery, and sunlight hitting the shoreline at that hour. As Google refreshed its satellite data months later, the face vanished, erased not by secrecy, but by shifting tides and new photos. The Amazon hadn't been hiding a monument, just a reminder of how our brains turn randomness into meaning. The zombie deer disease, Panic, 2018. In early 2018, headlines and Facebook posts began warning of a terrifying new threat sweeping North America: zombie deer disease. Videos showed deer stumbling through forests, thin, drooling, and unafraid of humans. Posts claimed the illness could spread to people, sparking fear of a new pandemic. The story exploded across social media, shared millions of times. But when wildlife biologists stepped in, the truth was far less apocalyptic. The animals were suffering from chronic wasting disease, a neurological disorder caused by misfolded proteins known as prions. It affects deer, elk, and moose, but there's no evidence it's ever infected humans. The panic came from misunderstanding and amplification. A few alarming posts mixed scientific terms with horror imagery, and algorithms did the rest. Zombie deer disease became a case study in how fear spreads faster than facts, a modern myth born from real footage and a viral headline that sounded too good to question. The Instagram Egg Record Mystery, 2019. In January 2019, a single photo of a brown egg broke the internet. Posted to a blank Instagram account called @world_record_egg, it carried one captioned challenge: let's set a world record together and get the most liked post on Instagram. Within days, it had surpassed Kylie Jenner's birth announcement, the platform's reigning record holder, and kept climbing. But behind the scenes, no one knew who was running the account or why. The creator turned out to be Chris Godfrey, a London-based advertising strategist. The egg's final post cracked open to reveal a message about mental health awareness, encouraging viewers to seek help when overwhelmed by social media pressure. A stock photo had turned into a global experiment in collective behavior. The Instagram egg showed that viral power doesn't always come from shock or scandal. Sometimes it's just curiosity and a perfectly simple idea. The blue dress on Facebook Marketplace, a key to 2022. In 2022, a photo of a blue dress listed on Facebook Marketplace went viral for all the wrong reasons. The dress itself looked normal. What didn't was the figure wearing it. The mannequin appeared translucent, with ghostly hands and blurred features, as if fading from the photo. Users flooded the comments with theories: a long exposure, a double exposure edit, or proof that Facebook's image AI had malfunctioned. But digital forensics experts soon broke it down. The strange apparition wasn't paranormal, it was technical. The photo came from a phone using HDR mode, which stacks multiple exposures to balance lighting. The mannequin had shifted slightly between frames, and the algorithm combined them, producing a half-transparent figure. A mundane quirk of phone photography had turned an online resale post into a viral ghost story. A reminder that modern tech can make even ordinary moments look supernatural. The Lost Titanic Footage Clip, 2018. In 2018, a YouTube channel uploaded a video titled "Newly Discovered Titanic Dive Footage." The grainy underwater shots showed decaying railings and flickering lights sweeping across the wreck, and for a moment it seemed legitimate. But Titanic historians noticed identical frames from Titanica, an IMAX documentary released in the 1990s. Scene by scene, the footage matched perfectly, only darker and cropped to hide the original logos. The uploader had simply re-edited the old film and retitled it for clicks. The Lost Titanic Footage wasn't discovery, it was déjà vu packaged as revelation. In an age of endless content, even history can be recycled for views.